Okay, this is MXUX. I'm going to do a content or a comparative analysis of the competition for the new Tesla $20,000 or $20,000 car, $20,000 to $30,000 car. I have an image in the upper right there. I'll show a bigger image of it later. It's a, I believe, two-door hatchback. According to everything I've seen, it's going to kind of look like the Model 3 on the front. I think it's going to have a light bar instead of headlights. And so that's a little off in that rendering. But I think the hatchback two-door is correct. And that's basically the car. Now let's just go through the competition. And let's do the top 10. These are 25 cars. I'm going to do 10. All right. USA made, non-USA content, the Kia 4, K4. Popular car, bad oil. I think the engines are bad in the Kias. I don't know. Myself, it's $22,900. That's the sale price. That's very competitive. USA made. What is the non-USA content? We all know that Trump is going to send out tariff letters to every country that does not have trade agreements with the U.S. Those are going out on the 9th. Cars made out of the United States are going to get, I believe, a 25% tariff right off the top. Any cars made in the United States, their non-U.S. content is also going to get tariffed. At what rate? We don't know at this point. It depends where the content's coming from and whether those suppliers will pass it on. But basically, all of these vehicles have non-U.S. content, even the USA made one. So let's just move forward here. Kia K4. This is their number one deal, $22,900. Again, non-USA content. Number two, Chevy Malibu. Again, what is the non-USA content on this vehicle? $26,500. A good deal. I had a friend of mine that had one, had a transmission problem. GM basically makes no parts now. And so what is the origin of their other content and how will it affect the Malibu price? We don't know. Right now it's $26,200. The Subaru Impreza is USA made. What is the non-USA content? Now this is a four-door all-wheel drive hatchback. As far as form factor goes, I believe the rest of these cars are three-box sedans. I do believe the new Tesla is going to be a hatchback, so I think this is, form factor-wise, one of the biggest competitors. It's $24,500 right now. It's in the price range. All-wheel drive. Let's see. Excellent safety. Essential basic features are good. Modest power, modest acceleration, mediocre, no hybrid, 29 to 30 mpg. So I think that probably says a lot about what the Tesla is. I think the Tesla, I mean, we would only be speculating, but I don't think it's going to be all-wheel drive. I think with the hatchback, there's an argument that could be made for rear-wheel drive. We'll have to see. But I think this is the main competitor because of the form factor and the price. Okay. Number 4, Prius. Very handsome car, made in the USA. What is the non-USA content? Is that battery pack from Japan or the batteries from China? $28,900. It's a hybrid. Not really a hatchback. Two-door, nice-looking car. I don't think it's a competitor. But that's what Tesla's up against. Now the Honda Accord, very popular car, 29.1 is what they're looking at here. Again, USA made. What is the non-USA content? 48 miles per gallon, and they have a hybrid. Without, it doesn't have the right form factor, so I'm not going to put it as a contender against the Tesla. Okay. Number 6, Honda Civic. Again, very popular, very reliable. 5-seater, 5 trim levels, blah, 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 blah. Starts at 27.7 for the CVT. 31 miles and 39 on the highway. Anyway, so we're looking at the Civic being 25.3, but again, we got a 3-box sedan here. I don't believe we have a hatchback. I don't know if it's a competitor, form factor wise, because I think the form factor is a big deal for buyers, and I think they're going to compare apples to apples. Hyundai Elantra, USA made. What is the non-USA content? Again, a 3-box 4-door, 22.6. I don't know. There's been some problems with the Hyundai motors. Good looking brand, sporty models. I believe they're designed in the U.S. They don't seem to last. They're having trouble with the motors anyway. 22.6 starting market average. So that's pretty low. But again, the form factor's off. What is the non-USA content? Okay. Right, number 8. Now the Kia K5, a sporty K5 GT, no hybrid powertrain, 27 to 30 mpg. This is their sporty model. From my research, not made in the USA. It's 28.5. It's going to have at least a 25%. So that's going to be a $7,000 addition to this. That's going to put it up to 35.5. Not a competitor. This is out. Kia K5 is out. And the Toyota Corolla, again, USA made, non-USA content. It's got a hybrid, one of the most popular cars, a lot of different trim levels, a lot of different types. These are really good looking cars, known for reliability. 22.6 is a bargain basement price, but you can see here, small trunk. Anyway, 3-box sedan. I don't know. What is the non-USA content here? Again, is Toyota operating screwdriver plants or what? I don't believe they have. I don't know. We have to see. Okay? So whatever that non-USA content is going to be tariffed, and, will that price be passed on? And then the last one, when you look for a car, this is the cheapest car. This is the Nissan Versa. And the Nissan Versa is 18.5, which is really cheap. And they got I think the Leaf their electric model is based on this, if they still make it. Slow, very slow, cramped back seat. Can get a manual transmission. Nicest interior you'll find for the price, 18.5. So if you're looking at 25%, so that's about 9,250, that would be 4.6, that would be 5, that would be $23,000. So this will be in a competitor, possibly even with the tariffs. However, this is a bargain basement car. And if you're looking for an ice car, this is the cheapest one. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to go back so you can see. Most of these are made in the United States, all of them basically. But what is the component? What is the component content? And how will these? There's two out of the top 10 that are not made in the USA. 80% are made in the USA. What is the content? Will it be passed on? This will affect the competitiveness with the Tesla car. Now, here is the Impreza. Now, I am choosing this as the closest competitor to the new Tesla. I got that little image of the one up on the right. It's a hatchback, modest power, modest acceleration, blah, 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 29 to 30. Anyway, the point is, it's 24.5. So I think that's right in the ballpark. They're saying the 20K Tesla. I believe the word is 25K, under 30. I think this is a very good competitor, form factor wise and price wise. Now let's switch to a detailed look at this car. Now there it is. There is the Impreza. Again, hatchback, but we got a four-door here. So the Tesla is going to be a two-door. Let's just see here. These are some pictures of this car as a competitor. And it's a pretty conventional looking car. I don't think it's going to excite anyone. I believe that Tesla, again, we've got the four-door here versus the two-door on the Tesla. I think Tesla's going to have the front, we got a sunroof. Tesla's going to have a glass roof. I think the front of the Tesla, as you can see, that is a pretty awful looking contemporary car. And again, I think the Tesla is going to have the light bar. It's going to have a much more attractive front end. It's going to be two-door, maybe, I don't know how two doors are selling. I think that's a robo-taxi caveat. But anyway, there's a detail of the trims and so forth. There are your tail lights and so forth. Let's just try a quick 360 here. And you can see this is a pretty conventional looking car. There's nothing really new or exciting about this design. It's a blob car like every other car out there. It's just not compelling. It does have four-wheel drive. It is a Subaru. Again, I think you're going to have the light bar and everything in the Tesla. Anyway, I think this is, you can go by a lot of different factors. This is a close competitor if you're looking. Now let's look at the interior. Again, this is a conventional, crowded interior, exact opposite of the Tesla design aesthetic. There's big screen here. Nothing new. Big low res screen. Seats are nice. Tesla's known for good seats. I'm sure that the Model 2 or whatever it's called is going to have the great seats. Again, pretty conventional dash, pretty crowded dash. Of course, they have the big screen mimicking the Tesla, some steering wheel controls and so forth. I think the cleaner Tesla interior is something I find more attractive. But of course, nothing new here. This could have been a car in 1980, sans the screen. It's okay. It's for a low price car, for a hatchback, it's not bad. Is it compelling? It's not really compelling, if you ask me. There's your screen. A lot of knobs, it's not terrible. I like it. It's not, it's not the Tesla screen, that's for sure. And they got the sound system here. And again, this design is totally aesthetic is different from the Tesla. They got that. I'm sure we're going to have that in the Tesla charging ports and so forth. Anyway, and again, Tesla seats. So you can see that, of course, I am assuming that I think that's a subwoofer. There is their navigation, and we're going to have, I think, Robotaxi. You know, are they going to include the Robotaxi? Or I think, you know, what they're going to do is outfit the new Tesla 2, and there's the back seat. There's no back seat, I believe, in the Tesla. Maybe not. Maybe there is a small back seat. And there's your hatchback, and this is going to be the Tesla configuration, I believe. Anyway, the point is, this is the car that I think is the closest competitor to the Model 2. And I don't think it's very compelling. I don't think it's going to excite many people. I don't think it's going to get many people into the showroom. Okay. And let's just okay, this is a rendering. This is a little blurry. This is from a couple years ago. I think it's pretty accurate as far as the general form factor of this new Tesla subcompact car. I think we're going to have a light bar on the front of the Tesla versus the headlights. And probably the back end is going to be similar to the new indirect lighting on the new Model Y. We're going to have the glass roof. It's going to be a two-door hatchback electric vehicle. And let's say $25K and below, depending on the U.S. content and how the tariffs affect the inputs to this car. Now, Tesla is opening a LFP battery plant to manufacture LFP batteries. If they do not import the battery is seen as the most expensive component of an electric car. If they use domestic parts to manufacture the battery, they will pretty much, I think they can keep this car under $30,000. And I think this form factor beats anything else in that price range except the Subaru I showed, which again is a very nice, it's a nice car. It's four-wheel drive, full-time four-wheel drive. Not compelling though. Not compelling. This is going to be, you know, the Tesla design aesthetic, you know, with the light bar. It's going to make that Subaru look like it was made in the 1950s. Okay, so I think that's how the competition stacks up against the Tesla. And you know, I mean, this is showing a four-door. I believe this car is going to be a two-door. And anyway, the Subaru is close. I don't know. You be the judge. They're the top 10. There's more cars. Again, everything's up in the air till the 9th on the tariffs. Some of these cars, if they have extensive content from Japan, for example, which does not have a trade agreement with the United States, Japan is looking at, I think, 70% tariffs on imports. So if they're importing major, you know, motors and stuff from Japan for the Toyotas and so forth, I mean, that is just going to blow up the prices on those cars. And that's the key. And what is the out of U.S. component percentage in the new Model 2? That's the question. That is the question. Okay, so this is about the best image we have of the new Tesla 25.9K. I think this is the price that they're coming out with now. And you can see this is the, let's call it the Model 2 hatchback. I think it's going to be a hatchback. There's the image in the upper right of the red concept. I think this is going to be a two-door, light bar in the front, hatchback in the back. Are there going to be suicide doors? Okay. Is there going to be access to the back seat via suicide doors? Suicide doors have killed many cars. And Tesla may go that route. We don't know. And they may work for Tesla, but so many Mazdas and other cars that have tried the suicide doors in the back, didn't work. So anyway, here's the car. And I think you can see the relative comparison to that Subaru, and the price is relatively the same. So I think, the design aesthetic and how compelling this car is going to be what's going to garner the attention and the sales. And of course, I've made videos in the past. I'll try to put a link somewhere in here. I think 60% of American households really aren't set up for electric cars. So, there's a limited market for electric cars, but, some places are better than others. And certainly if you own a home or a condo or live, I know there's a massive Tesla charging facility not far from where I live now, major metro area. That's not a problem, but someone who's living in an older house that doesn't have the electrical system or renting, so forth, with all of the killing of all the new Green Deal, there aren't going to be any mandates for apartment owners to put in charging facilities. So there's that. But I think if someone wants an electric car, I think the maintenance is lower. The cost of operation is lower. Insurance is probably the same. Now, I think that the real killer with the the 25K Model 2 here is going to be a full self-driving, perhaps a full self-driving subscription mode where they could buy full self-driving, maybe even hourly. So if you could buy this car and then put it on the robotaxi network and not have to come up with $10,000 at the time of purchase to buy full self-driving, I think that's a killer app there. I think that would work. So this is what we have here. I think this is the car. Are they gull-wing doors? I don't know. I don't think so. Is there a suicide door? I was looking at another angle of this. It looked like it was a suicide door, but I believe it's a two-door hatchback, light bar front, and it's going to have the indirect lighting, I believe, on the back, like the Model Y, the new refresh. And I think it's going to be a very compelling. I mean, you saw those offerings, okay? The top 10. What a stale looking, like an old dried up yellow calendar. I mean, those are some pretty ugly cars. I mean, they're not ugly, but I mean, there ain't nothing fascinating or compelling about them. It's like, can Tesla make a 25K car that's exciting, that's compelling, that's not just basic transportation? And, this robotaxi network, having this, like I said, buying an hourly subscription, putting it on the robo, owning this, and that's a killer app. Okay, this is MXUX. I hope you like this video. I think Tesla's got a winner here as long as they can get this going without too much foreign content. If those LFP batteries coming out of that plant are going to be, I mean, Tesla makes a lot of their own batteries anyway. If this has a domestic battery pack, that price is probably going to pretty close to stick to 25K. I think they have a winner here. I don't know what the sales are going to be, but they say demand is up for sub 30K cars. So we'll see. This is MXUX.